Recently, I came across an article which discussed the relationships between smells, memories, and emotions. And this got me thinking, if sense perception affects memory and emotion, how might other ways of knowing aid each other in the creation of knowledge? So, realizing this was a knowledge question, I took my trusty TOK Ways of Knowing chart out and started thinking. First, I decided it was important to define some key terms within my knowledge question. The ways of knowing are listed in the chart as imagination, emotion, intuition, reason, faith, sense perception, memory, and language. But I still needed to define what knowledge is. The definition of knowledge is a fundamental question to TOK. The dictionary defines knowledge as facts, information, and skills acquired by a person through experience or education, the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. Yet this definition is inherently flawed. There are so many other ways of learning and knowing something outside of a classroom. This definition is also flawed because with certain ways of knowing, such as faith, imagination, emotion, and intuition, you don't necessarily need factual reasoning to back up your points and knowledge. If you are able to justify that knowledge to yourself, you could probably consider it knowledge. So then, what exactly is knowledge if it's not the skills, information, and facts that you learn in the classroom and through your experiences? Well, that stuff actually is still knowledge, but, well, knowledge can actually be a pretty broad range of things. Anything you believe you know through one of the ways of knowing can be considered knowledge. If you believe something is true, even though truth is a subjective term, generally, if there is a reason you believe something, it is knowledge. And if other perspectives do not necessarily agree with your own, and you are able to look at them with an open mind, your opinion, emotions, your intuition, imagination, those are all still sound knowledge. Another condition in order for something to be knowledge is you have to believe in what you know and see it in the world around you. This idea is also inherently flawed though, because you can believe something is true and have it be completely inaccurate. But what you believe to be the truth does become true in your mind, to you. To me, knowledge is sort of an all-encompassing collection of all your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. It's not just a collection of facts. Your knowledge is all the ways of knowing coming together in your head, connecting to create your knowledge systems. To quote Cesare Beccaria, who says it well, our knowledge and all of our ideas are mutually connected. The more complicated they are, the more numerous must be the roads that lead to them and depart from them. Basically, your knowledge is not just one thing. It's not just facts, not just feelings. It is the collection of all the things that go on in your head and all the ways of knowing, the ways that you think, and it all converges together somehow. But back to my real life situation for a second. Look at your screen. What does this picture make you think or feel? Does the image of the fir tree remind you of Christmas? And does Christmas have any emotional associations for you? family, love, giving, kindness, warmth, or maybe greed, loneliness, disappointment. Either way, your sense perception, the sight of the tree on your screen, elicits memories and emotions, the same way the smell of the fir tree might, or the smell of the cookies you and your mother used to make for Santa Claus. Language also plays a key role here. My word choice and tone help define the message of this video. If I changed any of these elements, the video and your perception of it might be very different. Language, memory, emotion, and sense perception all work together in this clip. However, sometimes they may hinder each other. Oftentimes, language can fail to help us truly express our emotions, perceived sensations, and ideas. Was there ever a time you were at a complete loss for words? You couldn't describe completely what you observed, felt, or thought? Even though language can help us to describe ideas, thoughts, and emotions, it can often fail, and you can end up miscommunicating your true thoughts and feelings. Another example of ways of knowing aiding each other is seen in the relationship between faith and reason. Many may argue that faith and reason are polar opposites and do not complement each other in any way. This is said because one requires evidence and the other does not necessarily require any evidence. Benjamin Franklin once said, "The way to see faith is to shut the eye of reason." However, not everyone sees faith and reason as mutually exclusive in this way. Blaise Pascal once stated that faith certainly tells us what the senses do not, but not the contrary of what they see. It is above all not against them. More or less, Pascal is stating that faith and reason actually complement each other very well. Faith fills in the blanks and uncertainties seen within the evidence presented using reason. We couldn't come to any conclusion without even a little faith. For example, if you are a scientist trying to come to a conclusion, you must have faith in the tools you are measuring with, that your trials will be accurate, and that whatever you are testing will happen the way it did in your experimental trials almost all of the time. You must also have faith in the basic scientific tests and theories which you may have based your experiment on. Once you have done all of this, you may use reason to evaluate and come to a conclusion. If the average person didn't have any faith, they would believe nothing. And if they didn't have any reason, they might believe everything. Faith and reason work together to formulate what you know and believe. It is clear that the ways of knowing, imagination, emotion, intuition, reason, faith, sense perception, memory, and language all help to work together to formulate and communicate knowledge. In this video, you are given two clear examples of how the ways of knowing can help and hurt each other in these aspects of communication and formation. I hope this video might have helped you learn something, or maybe think about or question something in a new way.